Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. From the deepest jungles to the outmost reaches of space and beyond the veils of death itself, the Bald and Bonkers boys are back for another episode. It's no secret that you won't know what will happen next, but Dakota Franson and Chris Moore promise that all bets are off. Viewer discretion and straitjackets advised. These two idiots live up to the name.
Well,
honestly,
look who actually decides to show up. Look who actually decided to show up.
Hello, everybody. That's like my evil laugh. It's coming up into Halloween, you know, 2 months away. Well, a month away.
Yeah. It's like it's almost. It's fucking September. We're already 9 months into 2023.
My birthday
Where
soon,
the hell
anyway.
is the year gone? Where the
I'm
hell
going
is
to be
the year gone?
123.
How many years now?
123. I look really good. It's that moisturizer that I'm using. It's called.
Yeah, you practically bathe in that shit.
Oh yeah, I go through loads. Yeah, no, I'll tell you.
I'm sure Jenny will love it.
I use a special soap, right? And it's actually made in Russia. By coincidence, you were talking about Russia before the show, and it's made with it's called the birch tar soap. Honestly, guys, see if you've got any skin complaints. Russian soap is amazing. So, how are you, Dakota?
I made the mistake of telling you that the fact that we're being monitored by the KGB.
Yes,
we found ourselves in a fucking weird position for a show that likes to get goofy about the supernatural. I don't know how the hell.
Look, the Russian old Vladimir there, he's probably sitting there watching.
We got Russia, we had the CIA, we got the Secret Service, we got FBI, we got CIA.
Look, there's 5 on YouTube watching us right now. There's 5 on YouTube watching us right now. The 4th one, the 7th one could be Vladimir. Old Vladimir, he's sitting there in his big leather chair and his bodyguards and about.
Isn't YouTube still blocked in Russia right now?
No, you can still get in. You can still get YouTube in Russia if you can. How?
Oh, they've been going. Well, most of the Russians have been popping up.
No, because I follow
Twitch,
No, because I follow a few Russian YouTube channels. No, before Andy says anything.
So you're the motherfucker.
No, honestly, I'll tell you the channels that I watch. That channel, it's a good channel actually. It's nothing today. It's no political thing. It's called Survival Russia.
Giving myself.
He does like survival in the wilderness, and he's got a really good channel. That's what I'm saying. That's what I watch there. Watch Survival Russia. I don't watch any politically based shows. Because obviously what's going on in Europe right now, what's going on in the parts of the world, you know, madness ensues, you know.
Oh, no.
Hello, Dakota, Christopher, and everyone. Put my horn up.
Hello, John.
I'm drinking Lucozade tonight, everybody, and I think it's making me a little bit, you know, funny.
Are you using drugs before a show again, Chris? We had to talk about this, man.
You know, Dakota, well, it was you that got me bloody hooked to them, you know? It was you that got me hooked on them, you know?
No. You have been popping on these lives with blacked out eyes for as long as I can remember.
I'll tell you as ladies and gentlemen, it's because it's 10 o'clock at night. Well, 7 minutes past 10 at night. I'm tired. I've been doing stuff all day. I'm tired. What can I say? You know, we might be joined, ladies and gentlemen. Jenny might be from Emerald Isles Paranormal Investigators. Are you coming on, Dots? Dots, did you send Dots that invite?
No, not yet. I sent him a message through the panel. He must be away making his tea.
Making his tea. Dots is away making his tea. What?
Are you all right?
Having 3 cans of this a day. It's great stuff. You should try it. Really good. If the company's
fucking
watching,
lightweight.
What do you mean? It's bloody Lucozade. It's the best stuff. It's better than that Mountain Dew shite.
Probably.
That's illegal in this country. You can't buy Mountain Dew in the UK.
I know.
I'm also
learned that while I was over there.
Eating Love Hearts. Love hearts. What does this one say?
Well, technically you can get Mountain Dew, but it's just not the same recipe.
And I've got my healing crystal, my rose quartz.
Yeah, rub your stones. Isn't that why you have to wear arthritis braces?
I need healing crystals because I'm old and decrepit. Getting,
I'll be single for a very long time.
Yep, maybe I've been single. I'm no single anymore. But here's the thing. I've got.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Tuesday is my birthday. I'll be 42. Young man. What age are you anyway? Just what, 23, 24?
27.
27. He looks a lot older, doesn't he, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, and I honestly thought you were in your 60s when we met.
I know. I can remember the days, the 60s. What? What?
Oh my God.
It's bald.
So, does anybody have any questions for us?
Yes.
Because tonight we figured we'll just fuck off and have it a fun night.
I'll tell you what was interesting and talk about UFO matters, right? What do you think of that scientist that's found, he says, part of a UFO in the sea? I mean, think about it, it's very, very minute. He must have a bigger part there that they're not talking about. Because let's face it, how do you find something that small? I think that's a sample. I think it's something else.
It's a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you seen that the UFO Task Force that they put together actually put up their own website now?
Did they?
That he leads. Yeah.
I'll need to visit that tonight.
And you can, you can definitely tell it's a government-run website because of how shitty it's put together.
I like the MI5 website. If you are watching, by the way, really good website. Your quizzes are excellent. Honestly, guys, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, everybody that's watching this all over the world, the MI5 or MI6, GCHQ or whatever they want to call it, website, right? Just type it in the old computer, has got puzzles on it. It's got puzzles. And see if you can complete those puzzles. You can actually, if you complete them all, they'll actually give you a job application for them. I've made one of them. They're very difficult. Very difficult. So there you go. So I'm afraid I'm not going to be the next James Bond.
It'd be a very worthless ones.
Who's that in the chat?
Actual.
Hey, Dot, I've had the magic roundabout. Eh?
Whoa! People using drugs in our chat.
Oh, well, let's face it, we can't get monetized anyway, what I mean?
Yeah, no. They're fucking with us and sending us random hacking shit. My God.
If anybody's listening out there, if there's any UFO people out there, please donate to the channel because it helps the channel run.
Well, you can just subscribe to the Patreon. We're gonna have some stuff there. We're gonna have our digital library. Speaking of which, I was gonna time it just in time for your birthday, but we had some production issues come up.
Oh no! What is it new? What have you done?
Bald and Bonkers is gonna be putting out a new book at the end of this month, September 25th. If you know anybody who's in need of a confidence boost, could just really use a little help with some redirection in their life. Bald and Bonkers will soon be putting out Macro Energy Micro Penis. Yes.
Say that again.
That is Macro Energy Micro Penis. Something that is dedicated to my dear co-host because he clearly needs to reevaluate some things.
Dots in the chat has just come into chat. He doesn't realize. Dots, Dakota invited you to come on tonight if you want to come on and talk about UFO things. Jenny might from Emerald Isles Paranormal might be joining us too. So take
dear God, the accents that are going to be popping up in this show.
Give me your best Irish accent, Dakota. Come on.
The fuck you talking about?
Hey, the new. I can't fucking do it. Hey, the new. No, I'm Scottish. I don't need to do an Irish accent. Everybody thinks I'm Irish.
I know. You know, if everybody wants to have a fun time, just turn on closed captioning while Chris is speaking and watch it freak out.
Go on, buddy. Aye, Dots, come on, man. I've not seen you for ages. I liked the last time you were on. I liked listening to your wise words of the UFOs. That's I'm using my magical powers.
You look like you're stroking something.
I think
I
Dakota's
know
got
it's been a while.
a very imagination, ladies and gentlemen. Dakota likes to think about things when he's floating up there with his space family, you know.
First off, if it hasn't been anything clear that if we had to slap labels on who's bald and who's bonkers, if people haven't figured it out by yet, which one is bonkers?
No, I am
not
the same
paying
one.
attention.
I'm bald. He's bonkers. Jesus and all that's fucking holy. This one is bonkers.
If I wasn't, we wouldn't have been able to pull
He
off
is making
everything we've done.
But come on, I could go to India quicker than he could make a cup of tea. Come on. Was he like out in the garden, pruning the what do you call it, the leaves off the tea plant?
I would imagine he would want it organic.
Some people like their tea. Honestly, I can people that spend a fortune on their tea.
Some good
I'm
tea.
I'm talking about 60, 70 quid for like a wee bag of tea bags. Mad. It's mad. I just like.
You could buy some other type of tea bag at that price.
No, you can. No, I like Tetley tea. I think that's the best. Tetley tea. In fact, I might have a cup of tea after the show. Actually, I've taken a notion.
That's
A chocolate biscuit. I like to suck all the chocolate off it. Dip it, you know. What?
Shouldn't you save that for Jenny?
She likes her cups of tea too. She drinks a lot of tea, I'll have you know. She's even making tea. I've not had a cup of tea in about 3 weeks.
I think you need to be careful about being drugged the way you talk about your tea.
Mm-hmm. You can actually ever hear you can buy CBD tea.
You can get that over here too.
Yeah. I think it tastes bogging. I don't think it tastes like anything really, you know. So come on. Where are your Dots? Making your tea.
Anybody want? He's trying not to. He's going for the perfect mixture, and he's listening to us, and his hands shaking from him trying not to laugh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The aliens are watching them from beyond and like that. He's a strange character like that. He spends so much time making that strange substance they call tea.
Dear Lord.
Praise the Lord and hallelujah. The Reverend, I am jolly. So, talking on to a serious note, what else news is coming out of Hawaii?
Still the same mess, man.
Aye, but you know what I find ridiculous is Oprah Winfrey and that is it The Rock they call him. Did you see the video they did together?
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell! It was her that caused it. Fucking Jesus! She painted a roof blue 3 weeks before it happened.
Memes? Have you seen the memes coming out?
No.
Lately about that. All these people with big ass tarps over their houses saying me after saying no to Oprah offering to buy my house.
Yeah. She was no.
I mean, it is about the same shade.
Do you know that she's buying she's her company that she owns just bought all that ground, some of the ground that's been burnt.
Mm-hmm.
And she's wanting the US tax people. She's got billions of dollars, right? And she's wanting the US people to fund the rebuilding organization.
Okay, you know actually how a lot of that works? You know how you go to the store and they ask if you want to, donate to a certain charity cause. You know how that actually works, right?
Aye, well, you donate 99 cents and about 5 cents of that goes to the charity. The rest goes to pay for vehicles.
No.
All right, then. How does it work then?
The company already paid the charity. The company, whatever company it is, They already went ahead and paid the charity. So
Oh,
the
to
money
fix
they're
the rent.
asking you to donate is actually going back into their bank account.
All right, so they've donated, say, $20 million, and they might make $50-60 million off of the charity.
Yeah. They already paid it off the charity for
I
whatever
always
it
wondered how
is.
that worked. Because you
But
work
then
in the
them
supermarket
gather-
industry. I've always wondered how that
Not
works.
by choice, man. That's just a day job, so I have a paycheck coming
Aye,
in.
but no, but it's quite interesting that actually. It's because I'll go into the supermarket and I'll pick up like chocolate biscuits and it'll say 5 pence of this packet of biscuits goes towards, say,
No,
African
I'm talking
children
about
or
when the
something like that.
actual supermarket.
Yeah.
If it's companies that are skimming profits off of their sales to donate, that's another setup. But as far as say when you go and pay for your stuff at the register, and it gives you like an option, like to round up to the nearest dollar or whatever, to pay for the charity. That money is not going to the charity. That money is going back to the company that already paid off the charity. And those little fundraising things are just the companies trying to make back what they donated.
So what about the companies that say, would you pay like monthly out your bank account, like charities out your bank account?
Well, if it's a genuine charity donation, that's one thing. That's going directly
There's a
to the
Dots
charity.
asking you a question. Am I in? Come in, Dots.
If you want to, here. It's an open panel tonight. What the hell?
Don't worry, I'm mad. I've went mad. Well, I've been there for a while, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say. Well, if you want it, it's an open invite. Open BS night, to rant about the world, share your troubles.
I will say this. The world is fucked up. The world's totally fucked.
And I like the episode description says we can't necessarily sponsor any of your therapy, but if you use the link that's in the description below, you can get a 1 free week of free therapy on betterhelp.com.
I'm going to click on that.
Is Jenny driving you that crazy, man?
Oh, no. I get stressed out with everything else. I get stressed out with you.
Fair enough. It should say something that the only woman that knows how to deal with me is in outer space.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what you got to do when the door opens, right? You've in your mind, she's this beautiful woman, right? With like beautiful hair, and she's a perfect body, right? But maybe that's just something they're doing to you to make you see them that way.
You realize I'm not the only one who's seen her.
I just listen to me, but maybe they're just doing that. So
motherfucker, you saw you saw this story unfold. You know for a fact
I know. I've seen the story.
Elena's fucking seen her, man.
I know. I've seen her too. I've seen your wife. I've seen her, but just listen to me, right?
Oh,
everybody's seen her. Everybody's seen your space wife, right? As a beautiful woman, right? But what happens if that's maybe she's just portraying it to you that way? So it's everybody that does see her be like, oh, aye, to you, and you'll be like, aye, that's my wife. But in actual fact, she's a big blob with 25 eyeballs and big tentacles.
I know that's the type of thing you're into, but come on,
you'll
man.
be covered in suckers and all that kind of thing.
I feel sorry for your woman.
That's terrible, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to wind them up. He gets really heated when we talk about his space women. How are you, Dots?
Okay.
Dots, do you have a space woman out of curiosity? Because he's got one.
You have to watch out for mating claws, if they have them right. Could look like a flipper, but it could be something else.
I know.
Aye, but that's the thing. There's that many extraterrestrials out there. There's that many extraterrestrials out there.
Chris, you're in trouble.
What's that? Jenny's coming in. I know. Good. She's got a gear out.
You're in trouble.
She's got a gear out.
Considering what we were just saying as she wrote that, you might be in trouble.
What? Just because she says I'm on the way in? It'll be fine. But honestly, do you think that some extraterrestrials portray themselves as like looking human?
It's called politicians.
To try and intrigue to bring you in, and then when you finally meet them, they're like totally different than what they look like.
That's politicians.
Because you're going to have them up there. You're going to have politicians in space.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's got to be sneaky wee buggers up there, the new. Oh, aye. Watching this transmission, the new thinking,
we got one
that guy's
right
married
here.
my daughter. That guy there's married my daughter. Aye. Out of curiosity, does your space woman have a father? What's his name?
Oh, what was his name?
Come on, do you know Ken the in-laws? Look at this, he's forgot the in-laws' name. Can you imagine that? He's been married there and he's been banging. Oh, terrible.
Well, most of us actually have a genuine track record, Christopher, unlike you.
Well, look, come on then. What is your father-in-law's name in space?
Oh, this is... I don't recall actually talking to him much last time I saw him.
In-laws are in-laws, no matter where they are.
Right, mother-in-law.
Well, the in-laws were nice. I got along with my mother-in-law pretty well. She was very friendly, but I don't know. I don't. Yeah, they're quite friendly. That's why I have 3 kids.
Jesus. Yeah, too much time in the Starship Enterprise. That's what I was, too much bloody
Captain
time.
Kirk's got nothing on me.
Too much bloody time. Yeah, that was off it. Can I actually wait a minute? What age were you when the first one came to you? The first kid came to you?
I first became aware of him when I was 12.
How does that work? Is that like time differential kind of hang or something like that?
God, I hope so. Otherwise, that insinuates some very questionable actions.
Because that's what I was just thinking. Because I read your book. Because I read your book in that, and I actually thought that.
Yeah, why do you think it was so concerning?
Well, it's a weird one. Time isn't exactly linear. I remember Tony Rodriguez being saved from drowning by somebody that he worked with that was when he was 9 or 10, and he didn't end up working with Jackie until he was writing his book, and she ended up saving him. If you can read it in the book, it's really weird. So time's not exactly linear the way you think it is. We see it linear, but it doesn't operate in that way. It's very hard to explain because we just don't understand it. But do you understand what I'm talking about, Dakota?
Yeah, I know now that I've had time to experience and process it. But tell this to a 12-year-old who's already got one on his
mind. I mean, it's hard enough for an adult to even get your head around it. So it's very confusing for our kids.
It's like I've had time to process this. This is what I'm talking about when I was 12 when I first found out. I didn't even think to start looking up until about a couple of years ago.
Do you think there's obviously we've got aliens or whatever they're called for different dimensions? Obviously, in the different dimensions, their time will be totally different to ours.
Oh yeah.
So that must be quite interesting how that works, because
I know Alex Collier was explaining that on the Andromedan ship, he's in 5th density, and their days work about 33. One of their days would be 33 of our days. So he had to sleep in one of their days about 33 times. And the women on the ship were very concerned. They thought he was sick. But it was just the time worked differently. And the Andromedans could never get anything accurate time-wise. They'd get the events right when they were like saying what's going to happen future-wise, but they never really got the time right. And it's because it doesn't translate apples to apples. They don't know how to do it because they don't exist in our time. So they really don't know how to translate it properly. They can see what's going on, but if you ask them what time is that going to happen at, tell us what date, they just can't do it because, and they're from the future as well, which makes it even more difficult. They're not from this time. They're from the future.
Okay, that's something that fascinates me, Dots. And it's like, what does the human race look like in a million years' time?
Blue.
What do we look like? Because obviously we'll be totally different looking.
Taller, skinnier, blue. It was one of the reports, and that seems to be the common thread with everyone, that we're going to be taller, spindlier, and blue.
Oh, there's Jenny.
Trouble's here.
I got Irish.
Yes, I am. Hey, Jenny.
Hey, Doc. How are you?
Not too bad.
Hey, Dakota. Hey, Christopher, brother.
Hello. Yes, sister. Is my sister
I'm just
here, by
saying.
the way?
I'm
Did you
just
say-
saying.
Honestly,
Putting you two
sometimes
side by
I would like
side, Jen looks like Chris with a wig.
Jenny, you're waiting now. Where's my back scratch? I'll give you. Where's your price float? Go up like that. Give my heart. Hi, go up the
You
wing.
should see me with some of my sisters. It looks about the same. But you know, I've heard of couples starting to look like each other after being together for like 10 plus years, but that's just Freudian.
That's like the dogs and the owners.
Dogs and owners, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We were just.
Four dogs. So I mean, I have the.
Don't you worry,
traits of
Dakota.
each dog.
We'll find you someone.
I'm snappy like my Chihuahua,
Yeah, that's Fitz.
loyal like my collie,
But
crazy like my Yorkie.
I've got my quality. I've got a border quality. But here's the thing, Jenny. We're talking about time and how time's different in space and stuff like that. But what do you think humans will look like in a million years from now?
Hopefully not
If we're
Dakota.
still on, if we're not dead, that is.
No, the other body looks like me, but still has hair.
See, that's the thing. See, that's
I'm
the thing.
serious.
You think you're going to have long, blonde, flowing hair. And you get when you go chip in and buy them all.
Probably look like what you call that movie?
Oh, is that the one with the big boy?
Avatar.
Avatar.
Yeah. And the little space pets, like the dragons and the. Did you see the new one?
Avatar was written on a mushroom trip, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. I wish I had
Spielberg was
mine
high on
like
shrooms
that.
when he wrote that.
I saw do shrooms.
Well, my time.
Well, why
my
not?
time
Where
wasn't-
people already think we're on
Why
drugs.
Jesus,
You know?
my time wasn't anything like Avatar back in the day.
There is that movie. What's that movie with the wee boy and he's a robot?
A1,
He's a
artificial intelligence.
artificial intelligence, and
Yeah.
he goes looking for the fairy because he wants to become a human boy, and he gets trapped in the ice for 100,000 years. And then there's this intelligent. You ever seen that film, Dakota? It's got aliens in it, and it's very, very,
Oh,
very
no, what's the one I'm
interesting.
thinking of?
Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar.
I was
Oh,
thinking
what is that now?
Pinocchio
What's the
until
film?
he
Help us
said
out in the
"Follow
chat,
the
guys.
ice."
What's that?
It's like I don't remember this version of Pinocchio.
That's what it was. That's what it was. It was a futuristic bit.
I don't think I've seen this. Trying to translate
No,
what
I heard about it, but I don't know the name of it.
Let me see.
See, Chris, I'm not the only one who has trouble understanding you.
There it's there. It's called. It was Warner Brothers AI Artificial Intelligence.
Yes, the little
And
boy.
it's got the wee boy out the Shining. It's got the wee boy out the Shining in it, where he meets the aliens. Here, I'll get a picture of the aliens for you, and I'll send it to Dakota movie.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different one.
And I'll show you what I mean. Images. It's actually a really, really, really good movie, but you've got to watch it all the way through. And at the very end, the humans have like all died out, and there's this alien race that's came across the Earth, and it's like 100,000 years later, and it's like Manhattan, and it's all like frozen.
Oh yeah,
And they're
the
all
bridge.
they're all cutting it out. Yeah, and they're all cutting it out. They're all cutting out the big bits of ice. And
that's
it's this
yeah.
alien civilization's found Earth,
Oh, wow.
and they're trying to figure out how the humans were. It's a really good movie. It is.
I'd like to see that.
I never would have remembered that piece until you said it. And the bridge,
Yeah.
it was at that bridge, yeah. Yeah, I remember that piece.
Do you know
yeah.
the name of it?
Yeah. It's AI, artificial intelligence, and it's
Is
got
that
a
not
picture
the
of the
little
wee boy.
boy that the mum had lost her son?
He was in the.
And you can
Aye,
make...
that was in the boy that could see the ghosts.
No, the one I'm thinking of, the mum had lost her son, so they had a son made up exactly like...
That's what it is. Aye, his son died in the pool, and they had a replica of his son made, and it was a robot.
Yes,
See, ladies and gentlemen, I know the movie.
And then he had his friend was a teddy bear at the end of it.
Yes, yeah.
That's the one. That's the one.
Aye.
I know it.
There you go.
I know it. So, Dots,
You need to
tell
watch that,
about
Dakota.
me. Is it hot up there in Ashburn? It's hot down here in Drogheda.
I was out the back for a good about an hour and a half. It's great.
It's warm.
Brilliant. Yeah, it was lovely. Lovely. I
warm.
had top off everything. I was just walking
Did
around the
you?
garden and I was lying down. Yeah.
It's nice. I'm waiting for winter. I'm moving
Well,
my winter now.
that can happen in the morning, you know. We're in Ireland.
Listen, I know.
Very true.
But I was watching the show one night and somebody said that they were from Boston and one of them said that they wanted to come over. You know, the brother wanted to come over to Ireland and the brother said to him, "Why? It's miserable and grey over there." And they always, it's not always miserable and grey. It's nice for a day.
What the fuck you talking about? When I was in Ireland, everybody was freaking out that it was nice weather.
Yeah, listen, the barbecue.
It's nice here than there.
I have relations in Boston. I have relations in Boston. It must have been them.
I tell you, I think I'm just waiting for my snow. I'm waiting for my rain. Well, we have the rain. I don't have to wait for that. What do you want? Do you want to go out? My dog wants to go out, and I should probably go outside the window. Do you want to go out?
I was
Your
at the
dog
back.
out the window.
Yeah.
I was at the
Really
back
nice,
the night
lovely.
before the start of the show, and I could see the Milky Way. It's a beautiful clear night tonight.
The moon is lovely tonight. Yeah, it's nice. I can see it. It's nice.
I was that's why I was late when I was coming in. I didn't even see the invite. I was out checking out the stars, and that
you
took
thought
me
you
a
were
second to get the laptop going.
Yeah, we just figured you were making tea.
I have a coffee here. It's a little bit old, but it'll do.
It's starting to rain now. It's starting to rain. Yes, it's starting to rain.
It's
I've been moaning. I like.
I mean, it could be worse. I mean, look at the weather around the world. I mean, it could be like what happened in Hawaii with all the fires and stuff like that. But we all know that was man-made. We all know that was Did you see the video that's come out? Where is it? Is it Turkey? The video of Turkey with the lines coming down, and
That's
it's out
all
the mountain, and you can see all the fire. You can see all the fires starting.
That's at night time. It looks like it's That's old actually. That footage is old. I've seen that a year or so ago. That's definitely an overhead directed energy weapon attack. You can see it hitting the lines. You can see a beam even in it. It's very well done if it's fake, but I don't think it's fake at all. It looks perfect. It sounds perfect. There was a recent thing I seen on one of the groups, and it was a ship flying, and it was so fake because of the sound effect on it.
Yeah.
Ships, you know, modern technology doesn't have that sort of sci-fi. It does, you don't have that type of sound effect at all. Yeah. They're silent. The ET ones are silent anyway. Maybe the reproductive ones have a hover and a hiss out of them, and when they're lower to the ground, there's an aura that comes off them. But the ET ones are more advanced than that. They don't make a sound at all. So anyone that's faking stuff with Hollywood sounds in it, it's a dead giveaway when you're looking at stuff on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Right. I've got one to ask you, right, and I've had theories about this, right? Remember the videos that were out in circulation of the weird noises in the sky?
Yes.
Remember there was the one with the forestry workers in Canada, and that was actually real. The forestry workers in Canada, they could hear this. It was like, brrr, it was like weird horns going off in the atmosphere. Now, there was other ones run about the same time, but remember, run about the same time before it all happened, War of the Worlds was released with Tom Cruise. And remember the tripods, when they come into attack, they would play that kind of horn.
Oh, right, yeah.
No, but
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But some of it is actually reported to be real, because it happened in Scotland. I ken somebody it happened to, and they were up the north of Scotland, and they were sitting, and there was nobody about, and it was a beauty. You could see the mountains, and they could hear it. It was like something in the sky. They said it sounded mechanical in the sky. What is that? Is that the energy weapons for HARP or something? Is that what that is?
It could be. Infrasound is low frequency sound. Whales can contact each other with it and stuff like that. We wouldn't hear it. Elephants can hear stuff. and whales. Elephants will be able to detect a tsunami before it happens. They can sort of feel it, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
We can't hear that. Infrasound is different, but if it vibrates on something, you'll get a sound coming from it. So the effect or the artifact from infrasound can cause that vibration that you're hearing.
Yeah.
Or there's a possibility it could be tectonic shifting plates. I don't know about that. That sounds like a plausible theory. But to be uniform with a sort of woo, 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 that's more of a frequency than a tectonic thing. Tectonic things tend to slip, you know. So it's a plausible, but I tend to lean at it. It's a frequency thing. And again, if you narrow that band and you can adjust it up and down, it can be used as a weapon. Like everything can be used as a weapon, I suppose. But,
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Especially sound and frequencies, they can be used as weapons so easily.
absolutely.
I've personally heard those
Crowd control.
things around here, and everybody just assumed that it was construction crews, and I'm just like, when the hell did the construction crews start sounding like the tripods from War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is underground construction is or demolition, depending on what's down there, to be demolished. I don't know what that sounds like on the surface. So that is another possibility, but I assume it'd sound more like an explosion. Unless it's a series of them going off, you know?
Yeah. I think the official little theory that was going around was that it was something to do with the auroras, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
it was a
that's
bit
possible.
strange.
Yeah. I mean, you can get
It was
sound
a
in
bit
the
strange.
atmosphere, yeah.
Aye. Oh, there's your dog snoring
My
there.
dog.
But it was a bit strange. It was a bit strange. It was the dog snoring.
And I took my microphone on at the wrong time. That's my chihuahua snoring. Whatever she's doing.
I was just about to say, what the fuck?
Oh,
It sounded just like it.
She does it all the
Oh, my
time.
God.
Does it all the time.
Yeah, big trombone, you know. Look, it was a bit strange that War of the Worlds Commute like a week before all that started to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit weird that, I mean, yes, it has happened. There is actual cases where it's happened, but I think it's definitely they're definitely up to something. They're definitely doing something with the atmosphere. It's like chemtrail and all that because the particles they're putting into the atmosphere. That's got a big part to play with what's going on now. See with these laser weapons that they're using, they're using something that they're dropping. What is it? What is it again? It's some type of metal they're dropping. Is it aluminum or is it very minute particles?
Yeah, aluminium. It's like a version of thermite or acts like thermite.
Yeah.
It accelerates and an accelerant.
Yeah. It's, look, whatever happened in Hawaii was diabolical because, I mean, it's just terrible. I mean, it's up to what is it, 1,500 people missing?
Yeah, it's you can't make it bloody up. And then people are saying it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen, but it's happening, and people are still not believing it. And I see these gobshites out there support, looking for money to raise for these people, like say Oprah Winfrey being one of them, and people are boycotting her now because she's a piece of pile of crap.
A bitch.
And absolutely. And who's she with? She's with The Rock. So the two of them are begging for money. The two of them are begging for money to help support, and everyone's giving out to her. I think the table has turned on her now, that people are going against her now. And I think it, from her associates or from where the people that she knows and the islands she's been on, that whatever comes out. And you think her, of all people, of her childhood and her upbringing, that she would have been the one who will understand these missing people and so on. But no, money talks, and she's an ass. And The Rock getting involved. He's going to be, as I say, you're whoever you associate yourself with. So The Rock being with her he's going to be targeted now as well to, that he's promoting this with her. And it's money talks. It's Hollywood and it's bullshit. It's money talks.
It's absolutely shocking. I mean, 3 to 4 weeks before all this happened, she painted all her roofs blue. I mean,
my front door is blue. I
Is,
painted my front door blue, so I'm thinking now, should the neighbours won't make any difference now. They won't notice anything if I just paint the rest of my house blue. Might as well match the rest of my door.
You'll
I'm
be
going to start
fine.
painting my windowsills blue. Huh?
There's a
You'll be
theme
fighting an energy.
walkthrough video. There's a FEMA walkthrough video where they're explaining it with the blue and this blue tarp 10 millimeters thick that goes over your house and this, that, and the other. And it's months old. They were giving it out to certain people and it was available for the public, but I'm sure that all the celebs sent that video promotional thing. We'll do it for you, blah, 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 Yep. They were well. You can look up that video if you want. And it's all that blue and it's a special covering and it's for fireproof and it's this and it's that. Why were they recommending it?
I know, and I seen the video as well during the week, and where there was material on a surface, say different colors, but one of them was blue, and you see this laser burning through every one of them, but the blue, and I'm thinking, I bet you I go up to home base now, and all the blue paint will be sold out, unless I'm ahead of the rest of the people, and I just say I have all the blue in the shop. Why? I just like blue, and just paint my house blue.
It's good to know that in an energy weapon attack in my street, my recycling bin will be survive it because it's blue. It's the same color as blue.
But that's only that type of energy weapon. Different colors, different frequencies. But obviously we know that the dangerous one, that one, blue is a good one,
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of slowly go into the whole blue thing, I might even dye my hair blue next.
Blue hat, jacket,
t-shirt. I know my hair was blue before. I think I might go back and dye blue tomorrow, so my head will be safe a little bit anyway, at least. The rest of my body will be zapped. But
soon everybody's gonna start painting themselves like Smurfs.
Yes.
Or that music video. What's that music video? It's out of Germany and they're all blue.
The Blue Man Group?
The Blue Man Group, yeah. Blue latex, that'll be true roof now.
Yeah.
You're one.
But I'll actually see this. I will say this. It was actually Jenny that said to me about this. The Simpsons.
Yeah.
The Simpsons.
What are they on? Who knows what? Who do we need to take into a cupboard and say, "We will not let you go"? Speak. Who knows what from the Simpsons? That was my really bad German accent.
The Simpsons writers just say that they happen to have a team of very smart people paying attention to the
come
world.
on.
Oh, that's
on.
No, that's literally what they put out for themselves.
What about not I can't even say his name, Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
And then there's an older woman as well who predicted the future. She's blind, but she predicted the
Baba
future.
Yaga? No.
Baba Yaga.
Oh,
no, Baba Vanga.
Baba Vanga, yes.
Yeah, Baba Vanga.
What about these people? That's it. But how do the Simpson people know? And the smart people, but do you reckon, this just popped into my head now, do you reckon that, as we all say, and many have said, that there are alien species living on Earth, that they're telling the people in the Simpsons to, what cartoons to make up, or stories to make up, to give us a little bit of a hint? I'm going to start watching the Simpsons, and I'm going to start buying non-perishable foods. I'm going to start getting a spade and a shovel and start digging a hole in my ground so I can, what was that movie called where, no, I'm not even going to know the actor's name, but Sissy Spacek is in it, and there's another guy in it, and they dig underneath the ground because there was kind of like an explosion. I don't know what it is, but it'll come back to me.
Are you talking about 10 Cloverfield Lane?
Probably.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that, but that I think that might be the plot. Yeah.
What's the other guy's name in it? Oh, I forget his name, but
John Goodman.
John Goodman.
I think so. No, I don't know. Let me have a wee look. Hold on.
I must admit with the Simpsons, but somebody told me this once.
No,
somebody's right into. I can. There's a couple of YouTubers I can. They're quite big YouTubers, and one of them was telling me one night, I was talking to them on Facebook, and these guys are into the Illuminati and all that kind of stuff. And they say, I actually get into the conversation about the Simpsons and how they were predicting that. And he says to me, that these people that you can't see, these people, the people that control the world, they like to tell you what they're going to do before it happens.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as the Twin Towers. because that there was things like, was it with the dollar bill? If you fold it a certain way, it shows you the Twin Tower, and then if you fold it another way, you get collapsing.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah,
That's freaky.
see if you get.
Excuse me.
See if you get a British English. It's got to be English, by the way. You get the English £20 note, and you put the two of them together. It shows you a cell phone tower, and it says at the top 5. And then reverse side, if you bring it down a wee bit, it shows you the virus. It does.
Really?
It shows you the virus. But you've got to use English money, because the Scottish £20 notes are different from
from the UK one. Yeah.
It's still legal tender, but
Blast from the Past. Movie. It's called Blast from the Past. Brendan Fraser, Alicia Silverstone, Christopher Walken, Sissy Spacek. Yeah. So it was just when they kind of dug underneath the ground, and yet nothing really happened.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
I
there's another thing that I wanted to say as well. Last year and the year before, and maybe say 3 years ago, and I don't know if Docs of you know of this as well, because it happened in Ireland, where there was lights in the sky, but it wasn't just your lights going across. There was zooming up and down, like cars, but there was no clouds. It was nighttime, obviously, but there was lights. I'll have to look up a video for you, but there's lights in the sky, and they kind of zoom up and down.
Do you know where it was?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Louise, I think Louise is watching. Lulu, give me 1 second, love. I think, Louise, I don't know if you remember where it was, because I know we spoke about it last year. I don't know. I will look it up, and I will send it on to you. I think one of them was in Dublin. Another one was in the west of Ireland, which is very common for sites. But it's one was Yogi. I need to get him muted. He's having a moment. He's feeling.
Oh.
Don't take away his picnic basket, please.
They are all coming off, and I'm going to use them as put lights inside them so they can flash when I go on location. And then my cat needs to be. Donegal. That's one, Lulu. But they love the Cork and Kerry Mountains. Yeah. But did you remember them, Lulu? Like they were it was like a normal. There was no clouds in the sky, nighttime, but they were zooming up and down, and people were commenting. And actually, a few of them were sent to me privately. And as people were saying, it was like a disco, but this is like traffic. I've never seen anything like it. And then people were trying to, was it the weather? Is it a thing called, where you have these clouds and there's different names to them, and then you have the blue ring around the moon, and that's just because of icicles and so on. But this was like traffic going up and down. It happened 2 times.
Anything moving fast, obviously, isn't going to be any type of phenomenon like that. What I have seen a lot of people reporting before, and this is quite often, I see a lot of stuff on the internet, where it's a light display hitting the clouds, because it's too uniform. When you see 4 of them split off and then going around and come back in again, and if you look at what's happening, it's reflecting off the clouds, and it's a light formation from the ground that's projecting up. If it's anything solid, or if it's producing its own light, you can see the difference. Reflection off a cloud is one thing. If it's producing its own light and it's moving fast and faster than a plane should, or anything that we normally used to, it's definitely not some kind of phenomenon.
Okay,
it's not like coming through anything, or
I'll get some of the videos and send them on to you. There was another thing when I was saying, and I've said this a million times, when I was younger, there was something not similar but different, if that makes sense. And there was 3 of them. There was only 3 of them, and I was only a teenager, and I was coming home from my friend's house, and I seen something in the sky. There was no clouds, nothing for me to see in the sky. I just said to my brother's friend, "What's that up in the sky?" Anyway, everybody came to our house. The curtains were closed. There was TV put on for the younger people. I was part of that younger people, but I was a different one, because I knew it wasn't normal. It wasn't okay. And there were 3 of them, and there was smoky gray, like cigarette smoke, and they go in like around, head and go and into a tail, and they were huge. 3 of them in the sky. And I always this is like I remembered it yesterday. And there was 2 this side and 1 this side, and they'd float up and down. This is how they swam, but there was nothing for them to hide into. So when they disappeared, then 2 would be on this side and 1 be on this side, and they'd kind of go up and down like that, and kept going into each other. This happened for about 2 hours, and we were all standing outside. Now I know my sister, 2 of her friends circles, they had lost parents that night or that week. And then my brother-in-law's brother had passed away that week or 2 weeks prior. So that was 3 of them. So they, my mum was picked up from work. My friend came up to me. She gave me a brown paper bag to bring. I was that person, that child who thought differently. All the adults thought differently too. And at one point we were standing outside, our front door porch was just being built. So there's bricks there, and we're all standing out looking at these 3 things just kind of going in and out, in and out. And if they were down on the ground with you, they would tower over you. My family's home was on a main road, but there's an empty field across it where we used to play as kids. So there's nothing in that factory. And we're all standing out looking up. One, if you blinked, you would miss. And I always get that kind of feeling when I think about it. One shot down, went through the hedge. You can see it going through the hedge and shot right back up. We literally screamed to the point adults were pushing me back so they can get into the house. I was about 14 or 15 when that happened.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
quite interesting.
That is.
Could you do us a favour? Could you taste a flavour, people in the chat? Could you please give Janies Channel a wee subscribe? I've put the link in the chat. They're nearly at 600 subscribers. I know.
Yes, we're getting there. Thank you. We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Thank you. You could see it coming through. So these weren't any lights that you would see in the sky, like normal lights, if that makes sense, or spotlights or anything like that.
Yeah.
You could see one because they knew you were looking at them. One shot down through the hedge. You can see the light going through the hedge and back up. And oh my God, I always get this in my chest every time I talk about it, that I wish people don't have to believe me, but I know, I'm not here to blow smoke up my own arse about what I've seen. I know what I've seen. I just wish, and I've drawn pictures of it many times, and I've colored it in many times. And I remember as a child, and I was too young to even know anything about aliens. Again, a family of 11, I'm always the different one. And I remember being on my bunk bed, the old 11 in my family, cram us all into one room, can't breathe, can't move. Literally, there's 11 in my family. And I'd look out the window and I'd look up at the sky, and for some reason I'd say, no, don't look out, because they know I'm looking. I'm too young to say that they know I'm looking. Who are they? And I said, and I always say this, that if I'm looking at them and I don't know that they're looking at me, but I think they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them and they're looking at me, then they know that I know, because they can read my mind. And then I know that they know because I know they're reading my mind. And so I was too young to even know anything like that. I was just that different child, very different child.
I have a question for you, Jenny.
Aye.
The lights, did you ever consider were they actual beings, or were they controlled technology? Like, did you?
I would say they were beings.
Yeah, it sounded like you were describing more what a being would do. That sort of interaction.
Yeah. I think anyone I was with that night would not remember it. I remember my sister coming downstairs and said, Jenny, I listened to the radio in Dublin. It was just, they're having a party in Dublin, and, those laser Hollywood beams, they were just that. And I looked at my sister and I was like, I'm one of the second youngest, but smart in that kind of sense, that I ain't stupid. I am not stupid. And I looked at her and I said, these, you can bull crap me all you want, but I know these were not those spotlights. They were not the spotlights. Doggies, you're all going to get into trouble now. These were not spotlights. These left the sky. I know I'm giving out to my dogs. One of them left the sky to come down as if to say, what you're seeing is real. It's kind of like, I don't know, one, to scare us, or two, to prove themselves. And it stayed with me forever. And I always say the same thing every time when I talk about it. It's the same thing.
To prove it definitely wasn't a projection from the ground. A projection from the ground can only come back to the source where it's coming from. It can't bounce off a cloud and come down to the ground. It can only go back to the beam where it's coming from. So that's that out the window. There's no way it was unless it's some kind of weird blue beam technology. You cannot bounce light off a cloud to come back down. It has to go back to source.
Yeah. No. These were 100% because if it was beaming off a projector, this came down. Well, they could control it. This was in the 90s. So it came down, over and back up and continued to do the same thing. It was kind of like, now that you say projector, even though I know it wasn't a projector, I can't say that 100%, but I would be 99.9% know what I saw. And it was in the 90s. I don't even know. I was about 14 or 15. I left my friend's house, but nothing was in the sky for me to say. I remember walking up the garden and I put my left hand on my brother's friend's right shoulder, and I said, "What's that up in the sky?" But there was nothing for me to see. There was nothing for me. I didn't even look up at the sky to see it. Nothing for me to see. It was a November night, clear night stars. And then he started saying, "Oh, it's the Banshees, it's the Banshees." And I told him to stop saying that. I know he did. And I went in to the house and I said to my sister, "There's something in the sky, have a look." And she did. And then that's when she closed the curtains, and even she knew it was something that wasn't real. Now, if you talk about it today to them, they'd be like, "Oh, I don't remember. She'll always say, "I don't remember."
But that's also where I think it's more to do with it being than a piece of equipment. You don't get that sort of feeling, not off equipment. Yeah. You get it off a being or an entity, all right, but not off.
I wonder who they were. I wonder what race they were.
No, I don't know, but it was mind blowing. If I had have known more, because I was only a child then, I was only a teenager, and it's kind of one of those things. I wish you could see the video playing in my head to what I seen that night. I wish you could see it. If I could get someone to help me make it into a motion video, make it into a motion, give them what I seen, and they could, there's graphics, what you can do now. They could do for me. If you could, that would be brilliant. To put it into motion to what we're seeing, and then to bring it down through the hedge, go through the hedge and back up. We screamed. Adults were pulling me behind so that they could get in. And that's when I was handed the brown paper bag to breathe into.
See, the UFOs, what was their shape again? Were they like a teardrop?
Yeah. Yep. They were like a cigarette grey. Yeah. My dog was drinking water. Yeah, it was like a cigarette grey. It was like a smoky grey. But, hasn't happened since. I'd like it to, but in the same way before. Just because I'm older and, I'm going to say wiser, but many will disagree with that. I'm older, but I would like... I've seen you rolling your eyes, Dakota.
Because the guy, if you want to make that happen with the kind of the video and the kind of stuff, because he knows his UFOs, he does use them. Again, this is just something more. This is just something I've just put Teardrop UFO into Google, right?
Aye.
I don't know what this is. It's like an art thing. It didn't look anything like that, did it? Again, this is terrible. It didn't look anything like that, did it?
The colouring a little bit lighter. It was just like just round and goes into a long tail. So it was really wide at the beginning, and then just goes into it tails off just to a skinny tail.
Did it look more organic than anything else? Did it look like a tadpole or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
I was about to say it sounds like a giant sperm.
Yeah.
Probably was.
Oh my god! It's all coming out.
Oh man.
Oh, they were having a party that night.
Oh god!
I always say like a Halley's Comet when it goes through the sky, but now I'm going to refer to like a giant alien sperm.
Only Dakota would think of that.
And that's why I've earned bonkers.
Now back to the Simpsons with Homer doing his little dance. You know.
What are you getting there? What's talking with you tonight? This dog is acting weird.
Oh, God.
What's this with this new comet? Is there no meant to be a new comet that you can see soon from Earth?
No, you should be able
It's
to
meant
see
to
it
be visible.
now.
You should
Really?
see
Because I was wondering, because when I went out the back, my dad was like, looking about for it. Whereabouts in the night sky is it meant to be? We'll Google that now, actually.
I have it on my phone. I haven't looked. I was out earlier just trying to spot things, but I didn't actually check it on the phone.
Oh, the only reason I even knew about a comet was because I was pulling up my star app to try to line something up I was spotting, thinking I may have had yet another fucking craft over my house, and I was like, "Oh, there's a comet." Wish somebody
You got a
fucking
roll,
told
did
me.
you?
No, I was shocked at that
Yeah.
one that I posted
Really
the videos
spotted.
of, because that lasted for about 50 minutes.
Did I catch that live? Did you go live with that?
No, I posted it in the Telegram groups right as I was saying that, because I thought it was kind of funny. Just minutes before I spotted the thing, I was talking with Elena.
Oh.
They're coming. to
Almost
get
right
you.
on fucking cue.
There it's there. It's the newly spotted comet may soon be visible without telescopes. The brightness of the
Wow.
Nashmura has increased since the discovery several weeks ago, leading to hopes that it will soon be visible to the naked eye. And it's kind of greeny. Is there no something in Nostradamus that says there would be a comet, and something would happen?
There's always weird events that happen where there's a
the comments were the harbinger of doom in the
it was
Bayou
a Japanese.
Tapestry. In the Bayou Tapestry, if you look up top of it, you'll see the comet there as well. So it's supposed to symbolize like war, catastrophe, change.
Yeah, the way everything's going there. I mean, it's a beautiful green comet there. That's actually really nice. That the Japanese amateur astronomer that spotted it using a standard digital camera detected the celestial body on August the 11th during a series of 30 seconds exposures. I mean, you think of the money that NASA gets, and they didn't notice that it was somebody with a digital camera out in their back garden.
I realize
Yeah,
how
I mean.
many objects that come close to Earth NASA misses every day.
Oh yeah,
Until it's like that close to Earth, practically.
There's a lot of stuff NASA get that we never get to see as well.
There you are.
That's for sure.
that's beautiful. That's
Ishimura.
like all green. That's really interesting. Because I'm looking at it on my phone at the side there. It's a beautiful kind of greeny.
So did they
glowing-
give any indication when you can see it?
Well, it should be around about the now. So I've got it around about in the next couple of.
Every fucking time that I want to see a comet or anything like that, it always rains here. Every fucking time.
No, it's to get clearer. It's to get clearer, so you'll see it probably all through the week. So it could be about a week.
I mean, I
Is it the
don't.
film for the 80s, Night of the Comet? There you go. There's a movie for you. It's too old for Dakota. A movie for the 80s, Night of the Comet. You know the one I'm talking about?
Never seen it.
I think so.
I'm too
I'm
young.
the only person who
Orbit of
does these mad movies.
436.
I'm too young.
It turns everybody into dust. There's
Huh?
I'll tell you who's in it. I don't know what the actor is. Janies ever watched Star Trek Voyager?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. See Dakota. No Dakota. What do you call it? Jakoti. It was called. It was the second in command. You know who I'm talking about? The
Yeah.
actor played that part. He's in that movie, The Night of the Comet.
Well, I don't
And it was
know if
made
I've
early
ever seen
80s.
him in anything.
Night of the Comet. I haven't seen it.
It's just a good
look at
film.
it.
It's made in the 80s.
Does he look weird without his tattoo?
Oh yeah, it looks odd, really odd.
Is this the
Really,
guy
really
from
Oh,
God, what's it called up? My memory has gone to shit. What's that big circle thing that they walk through?
Stargate.
Stargate.
No, it's
Yeah, it's not him, no.
Yeah.
No.
The guy with the tattoo in Star Trek Voyager. He was
Aye.
American Indian, I think, or something like that.
I need to look it up. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in bloody ages. I used to watch
There it's
you know,
there.
a long time.
After comment say it kills loads of people. I'll bring this up here. It shows you. You can see it's a typical 80s movie. It's a typical 80s.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh wow, that looks more.
that's before Dakota State was put harp in the celestial belts when that. You know, Robert Bertrand that plays Dakota, or whatever it's called. You know, there's the cast.
Mm.
Right. Well, there we go. But that's I've watched a lot. I watch a lot of shite in the telly. I'm going to put that out there. Then I've watched a lot of mad movies like The $1 Million Man and all that kind of stuff.
Ah, yeah, at least
You know,
wasn't.
you can bend iron bars and stuff like that. You know? Well, you're a sucker, the A-Team and all that kind of stuff. You know,
The 18 Fall Guy,
aye,
Fame.
Fall Guy, that was a good one. Okay, that's.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, Dakota. What TV shows did you watch?
I loved Fame.
I was a big fan of MacGyver.
We're too old for Dakota.
MacGyver. You could make a bomb out of a toilet roll holder.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
fair.
Dakota grew up in the Teletubbies. Teletubbies. Teletubbies.
Yeah. So this is the only part that where my age makes it fucking awkward. Where most of the people with this stuff are almost old enough to be my parents.
To keep on the UFO subject,
Oh, no.
what's your opinion on this scientist that's found a part of a UFO in the sea dots?
Mm.
Have you seen that?
Job.
I'm not sure. There was a couple of stories that I glanced over. If it's to do with what's his name?
Avi Loeb, I think it's pronounced.
Oh, him. I don't trust the word out of him. To be honest, he seems to know what's going on, and he's trying to put a spin on it to advance himself, maybe.
I mean,
so Avi Loeb, is that who you're talking about?
Aye, it's found this in the sea. I'm not joking. There's a love heart, and this bit of metal that they found is like quarter of the size of that. How the hell did they find that in the entire ocean? I think they've got something else. I think that they've taken a sample for it.
Well, of course they're going to be taking samples. You know,
Of course
they're
they are.
going to want to observe.
But how do you find right in the middle of is it the Pacific? They found this a thing half the size of a penny.
Oh,
You have to have damn good vision. One.
Yeah,
If
damn good vision.
If something came in from space that they were tracking, they'd have a location on a site. Now, to find something that small in the ocean, you'd want to send out, I don't know how, I'm not even sure if they have an armada big enough to find something that size, even in a square kilometer in the ocean. So
Yeah.
I don't know where it came from. It'd need more background on that. If it came in from space, how are you supposed to, one, tracking something that small and retrieving it, it'd be monumental. They can't find planes to go down, for Christ's sake, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
MH17. Look at MH17. That's nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
what happened to MH17? Where did it go? Okay, I mean, it just like, disappeared.
Mm.
I mean, the pilot turned off the responder. Or did something else turn off the responder? Can it be
Electrical
what's called the wee GPS tracker thing? Aye, but they things are designed. They things are designed so even if that plane crashes, that plane can still be found by its black box.
Aye.
That was turned off.
Yeah, but if you're going through some sort of weird anomaly, like some people are trying to toss about, you don't know what the hell you're going to be seeing on the other end of that.
Mm.
I mean, for all you can, that plane could be lying in some different dimension. For all we know, right now, the folk could all be stranded.
Well, that footage, did you see the footage of the plane going through what looks like the three triangles
seen
and then a
that.
portal? Now,
Yeah,
that's
I've seen
interesting looking. That is interesting. Can it be faked? Of course it can. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I find that the fakes look too perfect. And sometimes the ones that look a little bit, well, it's a little bit odd, but it's not perfect. And it might be a different color. They're the ones I give a lot of thought to, especially if it's unusual, something we haven't seen before. A lot of people dismiss the unusual looking ones, where I'd be like, that's unusual. That hasn't been thought of. Have a look at it. And a lot of them are the ones that people go back to later on and go, yeah, we dismissed it at first. It looked too fake. This one looked brilliant, and it turned out to be the fake one because it looked too good.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Totally.
Was it a spy satellite that was meant to have seen it? Was it a spy satellite looking down, obviously, that caught the video? Yeah, the plane just disappearing with the 3 triangles.
I'm not sure. I never thought of the perspective. It looked like it was taken from the ground, though. But I don't know.
It was taken for the, how was it taken for the ground? Because it's in the Pacific. It would have to be on a boat or something like that, and the guy would need to be aiming up all the time for that to be. I'm sure I read it was a military satellite. It was a military satellite that was looking down in the Pacific. I mean, God knows what happened to that plane. It makes you wonder where that plane is, though, because it just disappeared. I know I've actually met somebody that's been the air crash investigator. I actually asked him about this subject, and he says that black box should not have been turned off because those things are designed. Even if that plane flies straight into the side of a mountain, that thing's designed to survive.
Well, the black box is one thing. You can turn off a transponder. Transponders are no problem turning them off. But the black box is a different story, all right. You're not really supposed to go anywhere near them. And they are pretty much indestructible. But the transponder is easy, you know. That's handy enough. There's reasons for that as well.
I mean, you think of all the strange disappearances over the Pacific plains over the years. I mean, do you think of the World War II squadron that disappeared?
That was the Atlantic.
And it was found. Was it the Atlantic?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the man's
Pacific.
name.
Was it
Lieutenant Taylor?
Because,
yeah.
Five Navy bombers or torpedo bombers. Commander Taylor. I think that was the Atlantic.
Make fuel and get lost.
Was it?
No, I'm sure it was the Pacific because it was because I'm sure they were found. I'm sure those planes were found in the Pacific.
No, I think it was off Bermuda. I thought that was off Bermuda, that particular one.
Aye. But that is the Pacific, in it. That's that.
No, Bermuda's the Atlantic. Bermuda Triangle is the Atlantic.
You sure?
Yeah.
Or is it
Miami?
Right.
You know, the triangle there.
That's right. Sorry.
The interesting thing about the Pacific is Lemuria is there. Atlantis is the Atlantic. And then you have Lemuria, which was bigger, which was it seemed to be a bigger landmass. So
there it's there. It's Flight 19.
Flight 19, that's it.
Designated group of General Motors TB Avenger torpedo bombers that disappeared over Bermuda Triangle on December the 5th, 1945, after losing contact during the United States Navy overwater navigation training flight, Naval Air Station in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Number of deaths, 27. But I'm sure they found them or something. I'm sure they found some of the wreckage. They found a couple. See, they could have just got lost. There might have been a weird magnetic anomalies that's made all their compasses go weird. They've ran out of fuel and they've had to ditch them. Of course, then there was it what was the woman pilot that disappeared? What was her name? She disappeared, no.
Yeah.
That's somewhere we need to go. We need to go to the, what do you call it, the Bermuda Triangle. Who wants to go in a boat in the Bermuda Triangle?
Me.
Yeah.
Come in, Dakota.
Let's go. I'm down.
Let's go. What could possibly go wrong?
I'd like to go in that, that movie Cocoon.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to go in that when I get a certain age, and just so I could, you know, go a little longer.
Oh,
Well,
aye, the
not
swimming
certain
pool.
age, because when you come back, then you just degenerate even more. But that movie Cocoon now, so when I come back, like, you know, say about 40 years now, and I meet my old friends, and they're all in like walkers or whatever, and say, Jenny, you're looking great, you're still standing up straight.
I'm looking forward to these pods that are meant to be bringing out. I keep hearing the Janies Channel and everybody else's channel. They keep talking about these pods that they're bringing out. When these pods coming out, Dakota? When we're getting these new pods, it's got to turn me into like a 20-year-old again.
That's already saying that they can't be. They can't specifically say dates.
They can't specifically say dates either, but the handover of any technology like that, they won't give it to us until the people that are in power now at the moment could just corrupt that type of technology and try and make money out of it or do whatever.
Yeah.
So they're not going to hand it to anybody until literally the people stand up and just abolish the government and stand up for themselves. Then they'll turn around and go, yeah, look, most of this is yours anyway because your own secret space program has been withholding this from you, you know? So it is your birthright. It's not as if it's a gift from them. This is stuff that was developed 70 years ago and just withheld. You know?
I've seen that. Yeah. I've seen quite a lot of online and stuff going on about these pods and stuff. But I wonder how many times you can use these pods, because they're bound to be like a limit to how long you can use them, because obviously you'll live to a certain age.
Depends
and then you can't keep using them hour again.
Depend on certain models, I would imagine.
Would you want to keep going?
I wouldn't mind living to 500 or something like that. That would do.
Well, that's quite possible. I mean, that is achievable. 400 is a pretty good number, and our species is capable of that. That's absolutely possible. You know, even 1,000 isn't out of the realm.
See, that's just crazy. Imagine living 1,000 years. Imagine humans in Earth living to that age.
That's
the billions and billions of folk.
If we're changing density with the planet and we go from 4th and then into 5th, time is going to run at different rates anyway. So longer lifespans might mean a completely different thing at that time rate. I don't know what that looks like now. I'm just speculating, but it seems to make sense, and it seems to be what the feedback is. But
I'm whatever age I am now, and I tell you, my body is snap, crackle, and pop just getting out of bed. Could you imagine me like 800 years old? I just
but you wouldn't look it.
Moisturize me.
You wouldn't look it. You wouldn't feel it.
Hey, Doctor Who. That's it. I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm awful about that.
Alex Collier was saying that about the youth, the Andromedan youth. He said it's hard to tell. He said because they look 15 and they could be 400 years old and still in school, you know.
Oh,
they look 15. Yeah. So he said it's hard to even tell. He was told that the youth were listening to particular jazz song that he'd introduced to the Andromedans, and he'd heard that the youth were listening to this music, and he said, but I'm not sure what the youth are, what they look like. He said because they could be 500 or 600. I was just laughing. The youth is 500 or 600.
Holy crap.
God, can you imagine living 1,000 years there? Can you imagine what you would see? You would see the humans colonize space.
Yeah.
God help the rest of the extraterrestrials out there, that's what I'm going to say.
Hop into one of them beds and you'll see it yourself, you know?
Aye.
Yeah, and then
I'll be climbing in and shutting the door.
And maybe at some point, you know, anything in the paranormal, like let's say the paranormal, where we do investigations, you know, for the afterlife, that we could sit face to face and, you know, talk to some of them. Sasha, come here, baby, and talk to some of them within those thousands of years, because I know, like, you know, we have Einstein or whatever. I've just adopted a new kitten. Within this conversation, I've just adopted a new cat.
Oh, yeah. Dakota's got loads of them. He's like the crazy cat man.
I've just adopted a new kitten. So that's all I need is another cat. But I mean, this kitten is like tiny. I'm listening to your conversation, but I just adopted a new cat. Yeah, because I just need another cat. Anyhow, apart from that, what were we talking about?
Whatever you were going on about.
Listen, I chop from one conversation to another, and that's why
You
it
were,
has.
you were talking about getting to meet dead people because
Yeah.
you're having the technology there to speak to like dead
Yeah,
people.
and then sitting and talking with them. Like I have seen, and Lord Jesus, I have seen, I have heard, I felt. You know, I'd like to sit and have a proper conversation with one of them, with any of them. Would be nice.
Have
You
you?
know, what's
Dakota's
wrong?
getting a contact from beyond. I got a weird ringing in my ear just before Dakota started looking about. I started to get a weird kind of like ringing in my ears.
How
And
about
then
the
he
fact
started
about
looking about.
there's a lot. No, Vantage, what's actually going on, man? I got lights flashing right now, and there's no light source.
I can see in the
I
back
see
of your
the light
wall.
flashing there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just the. There's nothing outside
No,
that should be
they're coming
causing
to
that.
get The Andromedans are coming to get you.
That's
They
a
come
kid's
to-
taking our ship out for the test drive again.
Aye,
wouldn't
that'll
surprise
be your
me.
kids. You'll get
My
a
boy
phone
especially.
call tonight, Dad. You'll get a phone call tonight after two of them. Dad, we've had an accident. We're in Area 51, but we crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, into a barn, and there's all these people in suits surrounding the ship. What should we do?
I swear to God.
Shoot them all. Take them all out.
Wait until you see the speeding fine from the toll bridge.
Right?
I would love to do that. See if
Oh,
I met
Lord.
an alien, I would love to say to them, go and do us a favour and go fast the speed camera as fast as possible.
Yeah, and give your middle finger up in the back of it. Catch me now. And then you get in the post audio, like,
Just
take a
going
time.
so fucking fast that the camera registers movement, but it pings some poor bastard that
nothing
was
there.
like right on by it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, some pensioner walking by.
Hi. I bet Dakota dreads that getting the message for Beyond to his wife for Beyond. Listen, Dakota, we've lost the kids. We've lost the kids. We've took the ship
Seriously,
out
what the
without
fuck is
permission.
causing that? That's bugging
Oh
me.
my God. We
It's
love
like
the kids.
ominous red light blinking, and I have nothing here. It's just like a red blanket over the window.
I did see that he's flashing kind of red, didn't
I
I? You noticed
did.
that?
What the hell is causing that?
The aliens. That's them using their infrared probing technology.
Dance party.
Oh gosh.
Are you there? Are you there? Come to us. He'll disappear, then he'll dematerialize, and we'll just be like, oh.
I'm gonna have tempted to set up a fucking security system to watch me sleep at night.
See,
For how weird something's been
fancy-
done lately.
I fancy doing that, right? And again, you've said in the past, Dakota, that you should maybe leave like a voice recorder sitting next to your bed. But do you want to do that? Do
I
you
did
want to
that.
do that? Because if you hear something,
Because the worst case scenario is that you're going to find out the weird shit you say when you're sleep talking.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. Or how much you
Right.
actually
That's
do
before.
for it.
I did it before, and there was voices there. But then I have dogs. I'm like,
you, Jenny.
oh, I know they are, but my house has been very quiet recently. It's been quiet. It has been quiet. But I no, you can hear the dogs walking around because they sleep in my room and whatnot. But you could hear conversations, or you could hear whisper, but you cannot make out what's being said. Was it me talking in my sleep? I don't know. I mean, the voices were different. I don't know. I mean, I live beside the Boyne River, for crying out loud. I live on a hill up beside the Boyne River. You know, you'll get a million things in this land. Million things. It looks like a house. It is a house, but what's underneath my feet? So it doesn't bother me. If it's anything, it doesn't bother me.
I've got one rule: I don't do any ghost hunting in my house.
I do.
I know I've got a
JK.
ghost in my house. No, I've got one. I can't. He's probably hanging about as we speak. He's probably watching this show. He's probably starting to hunt me. He's probably somewhere about because he does that. That's what he's like. And he mopes about the place. You see him? I seen him the other night, standing at the top of the stairs. I don't know why he does that. I don't know why he just stands there at the top of the stairs. I don't know if he's kind of day stuff in the house, do the hoovering when we're on beds or something like that. You know what I mean? You just mope about.
Right.
I mean,
No free lodger.
I know.
Yeah.
I locked myself out of the house. Could the fucking ghost just unlock the door so I can get in?
I always say in the winter time, put the heating on, put the kettle on, make my coffee, or just have the kettle on so it's ready.
make
for
got some tea.
Or just put the heating on in the winter time, and just have it all done. You're living rent free in my house now. I don't feel like he's here anymore. I don't feel like
He's
he's
went
here
to see
anymore.
dots.
He was.
Yeah.
I sent him
He's
up
went
the
to
dog.
see dots. He'll be on his covers up to his
road.
chin the night looking around about him.
But I know I did the spirit box in my house a few months ago. Oh my god! And I have the recorder on when I do the spirit box at the Coldest box. I have the recorder on, and my daughter was with me, and she believes in it, but she doesn't really. But the minute she could hear things coming out and be played back on the recorder, she was like, "Mom,
Yeah.
shut up." And I'm like, "It's real. It's real."
Yeah.
But she does believe. But when you really hear it, and you validate it in some way, sent the form, then she's a little bit, and she's 19, but then she's a little bit,
Some of the files you've showed me, Jenny, are absolutely amazing. You show Dots and Dakota them. The one where it goes, what was it you said again? You're in the museum and it went, yes.
Yes, we were playing
with voice.
Dots, the Millmount Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was our location for about 6 years. And we were the only team to do it. So no other teams were coming in to contaminate it and bring stuff into it. Or, we work our way of working. And so we'd go there a few times, a month, 2 months, 3 months, all the time for the last 6 years. So we were downstairs and we had the whiskey poured out for the men. We had a deck of cards and whatnot. And I was asking, do you want to play a game of cards? And so we were setting up, Alan was setting up and whatnot. And I'm standing there in front of the camera and we were doing a live and we couldn't hear this at the time. Yeah. And so I said, do you want me to set up the cards to play a game of cards? Do you want a game? I'll ask you one more time. Do you want to play a game of cards? And we didn't hear this because you can hear me talking afterwards and you can hear a man saying, yes. I'll send you on that, because I sent it on to Rick McIntyre last night. He wanted to see it. So I sent it on to Rick last night after the show. So I'll send it on to you later, Dots, if you want to have a listen to it.
Yeah, perfect.
But it's like you'll know that location it's amazing. It's a fantastic location. It really is one of the best locations. And at the time I used to go there on school tours, and little did I know what I would have been doing in that location for the last 6 years was to investigate it and getting to know most of the people in that museum. It's a lot. And I always say, people would say to me, Jenny, when you go live from the same place all the time, people are going to get bored. And I'm like, I don't know. We obviously work differently. His team and my team, we work differently. He's for the numbers and I'm for quality of what we get. So if there's two people watching, I know these two people personally, and they watch every time. I've had many people come over from, say London and America, and I bring them, they want to go to the museum because we always do live from the museum. So when I bring them to the museum, they're actually in the building, what they've watched on lives all the time. They get to know the place from the lives that we've done. And you get to know the people that's in that museum for the last, and people get bored watching. But like I said, it's for quantity. No, it's quality, isn't it?
Yeah, that's weird that Dakota just
put... get those wrong.
That's so weird.
One source.
Do you know that is so weird? Because I was actually thinking that before Dakota posted that. That is so weird. I was sitting thinking, is it Morse code?
The flashing
so
lights.
Weird,
they're at different intervals. It's like it almost looks like someone's trying Morse code. So I'm trying to write it down as we go, see if there's anything there.
I know.
I don't know. It's just a thought.
Yeah.
I noticed it for a little bit before I said something, but
a friend of mine knows Morse code. He used to be on my team. He knows Morse code. He works in the lighthouse.
Yeah.
So I can send this live on to him, and he's coming back out.
There's several reports of UFOs responding to Morse code. So
it's quite interesting. When you go, Jenny? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm just saying. I know when we used to go to the museum, and we had Aidan with us, and there was a Morse code machine there. I'm going to call it machine. I don't know what it is. Tool. And so he'd always kind of like tapping it because he works in different lighthouses around Ireland. So that's his life. That's what he loves. Like, he's a young guy. He's going to come back out with this in September. But I can send him on this and see if he can make anything out of it.
I don't know. It's just a thought.
I'll
It's
send it
quite
on to him.
interesting because it was.
Things.
It flashed and it flashed and then it stopped.
It was like it would hold, then it would flicker. It was like, it had the same pattern, like it was Morse code. I'm just thinking, what would happen if we try to put that into a translator?
Oh my
Is
god!
there something there, or if I'm not shooting blanks?
There you go. I only know SOS, and it's built into a torch, and when you switch it on, that's the only reason I know it.
Press the button 3 times and SOS will come up.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Could be light frequency, Lulu. Light frequency too.
Google it.
Good.
Here we go. An A is a dot, a dash.
That's
A
not gonna
B
help.
is a dash, dot, dot, dot. A C is a dash, dot, dash, dot.
Yeah.
A D is a dash, dot, dot. And an E is a dot. Do you want that? You want me to send you that? The picture that I just looked up?
No, I'll figure it out.
You know anyone in the military, Dakota? There's a lot of military people that know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to
I know.
watch you out of the
Someone
corner
else
of
in the
my eye.
military, yeah, but she's in America. She's in the military. She's in the Navy.
She definitely know it, yeah.
Yeah, she would, yeah.
Unless it's numbers, because numbers is different.
Number code.
Still,
Yeah, number.
Still,
it's still
I don't know about
Morse.
that. It's
You can
still Morse,
transmit.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's still Morse.
That's quite interesting. Again, that I didn't ken it was number 1 was dot, dash, 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 dash. That's quite interesting. That.
I think the newest thing added was a hash key or at maybe, because when they done Morse code, there was no internet.
Yeah.
The artificial
Yeah.
intelligence trying to make contact.
Stop blinking now. Stop blinking.
I've noticed that it just stopped.
It would stop for a while, then start up again. Like, I don't know. Is there like a repeating message there that is hope? It's like, when is this asshole gonna see us?
I'm thinking like my first thing would be to take the bulb out and just check see if it's wear and tear, if it's old and
Has it started again?
The direct light is from the
started again.
outside. There's no bulb.
No, it started again.
where's that
I
red
know.
light
Watch
coming
it.
from?
I have a red curtain.
Okay, so the lights from outside.
The light's from outside, and it's only 4:30 in the afternoon for me.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, so pulsating daylight.
I know,
I mean, there's
Unless something's outside the window.
I know
there's
this is.
rain clouds, but that's about it. I don't think
I
they
know-
would sporadic like that.
I know this is a stupid question. Do you have welding glasses or goggles or anything? Just take a look at the sun and see if it's doing anything weird. But don't look with your naked eyes now. Put on
Oh
some,
no.
put on welding glass or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, some old Eclipse glasses lying around here somewhere.
Yeah, so don't look with your naked eye, obviously.
I don't. It's
And
actually
whatever
quite
you
interesting
do,
looking at
don't
the sun.
put spray sunscreen into your eyes. The last major
Aye,
eclipse,
God.
they had to put that warning
Aye.
out. Dear God.
Oh no.
It's actually quite interesting looking at the sun with a set of welding goggles on. You can actually see sometimes. I used to have a telescope and it had a special bit it screwed onto the front, and it was the same glass it was in the welding. And when you looked through it, you could actually see the ejection. You could see the mass ejection coming out. It's absolutely spectacular.
It is.
And I have a couple of telescopes.
Definitely.
One here and one on loan, the automatic one. And what I missed that, Jenny. What was that?
That's Louise on my team. Do you have a stalker using the laser to Dakota?
That's a pretty fucking
Yeah,
strong laser.
Some of the sun, the moon, the moon shining.
It's like, shit, direct energy weapon. Bye!
Aye, go and paint your roof blue.
I don't have a ladder that can get me up there.
You'll be fine.
I have
Give me
one
a
here, but I don't
slingshot.
think it'll reach you.
Have you got? Oh Lord.
See?
Oh,
That's
gonna
crap.
ruin your camera.
This one, different story.
Yeah.
You point this at the camera now, they just blind
It
the
will
camera.
blind. It will ruin your camera, and it will blind
It'll
us.
ruin the
I
camera.
don't
So I'm
know.
not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On the chip it.
I mean, yeah, see.
A lot of people don't realise that, but if you shine a torch into your camera, it can bugger it.
It will ruin it. Yeah.
That's it, yeah. Well, technically,
Yeah.
that's illegal in this country because somebody was shining them at aeroplanes.
It is.
Airplane.
So
That's
I
true.
would do it here too.
God,
I had
that's
this
true,
year's for
Yeah.
when you're stargazing or if you're trying to teach
I
somebody
would
the
never do
stars,
such a
you
thing.
need a laser.
Yeah, I remember the
I've-
neighbour across
I've
the road was kind of shining it into my kitchen, and it was the children in the bedroom across the road, and they were shining it into my kitchen, and they did it once or twice, and I'm like, do it 3 times, I'm gonna be Canoga indoors.
You know, it's
That's how
handy.
I don't know.
It's handy for taking the dog a walk at night.
What, the laser?
Yeah.
It's handy
Just
for
on your
taking
back
my
door,
cat
you
out
just
for
shine
a
it up
walk.
and down the garden. The dog chases after the wee dog up and down the garden. You shine it up and down the. You sit there and drink your cup of tea and shine it up and down the garden.
I was in Malta one year and I was on the 4th story balcony and there was a lot of cats that were hanging around, a couple of skips
Yeah.
at the back of the building. And during the day, I spotted 2 little lasers. Myself and a friend of mine got them. And that night we were on the balcony and we were racing the stray cats up and down the road with the red lasers.
Oh,
And
you did
of course,
it.
the guy in reception went nuts with us, like, you know.
Did
But
he?
it was a good 20 minutes entertainment until he started screaming.
Oh, they had fun.
I putting lasers at planes is a very, very bad idea because a lot of people don't realize that aircraft glass is actually. No, I'm no stupid, Dakota. I would never do anything like that. Actually,
You've
know somebody
admitted
did
it to me
trouble.
on several occasions.
No, that was my bloody next door neighbour shining it in the window to try to catch it and all that kind of stuff. But it's a see aircraft glass. It's actually reflective because if you shine that in, it'll fractal
Oh yeah.
inside. It's the same with a
May
car
as well be
windscreen.
throwing a flashbang in there.
People
Yeah,
say,
it's
why
the
I
same
don't.
way.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same way. A car windscreen. Some car windscreens, it'll it'll look like just a dot hitting off the windscreen, but inside it'll look
Okay.
explode.
Aye.
You know?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I exploded when they shone it into
I
my
had somebody did it to me.
kitchen 3 times, and the little kids went over, and I
Ah.
said, knocked on the door, and I said, "Your kid's shining," and I was telling I said, "I know I have laser pens at home," and I didn't tell her why. I said, "But they're shining it into my kitchen," and I said, "They
I've
shone
had
it
it
into
done
my
to me.
daughter's eyes," and I went on. I said, I went over and I had my moment with them, but they didn't do it again.
I had it done to me one day. I was driving down the motorway and it came in,
Aye.
and the inside of the car just lit up green. I was like, "What the hell is that?" And it was but kids on the bridge
You thought you were being taken.
doing it on the motorway. Yeah, it lights up the inside of your car green. Bad, dodgy as anything. Because if that gets in your eye, or you lose control for a split second,
Yeah.
Aye.
you know,
You thought
there
you
is a
were
lot of
being
idea. They actually made the laser pointers again in this country illegal. You can only buy a certain wattage now. Again, in America, it's different. You can buy like ones. I don't know about like the EU and stuff like that. You can buy ones that will actually burst balloons.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you can get you can still
Yeah.
get stuff like that here anyway. You can get that on the internet.
You know what?
Aye.
There's a guy I know who's it's a purple one and it'll burst balloons. It'll go through darker colors. It won't go through white though. But it's a very fine purple or ultraviolet color, and you won't see unless you blow smoke into it. You can't really see it day or night.
Oh yeah.
But it's a really dangerous one. It has a lock on the side of it. It looks like a little baby lightsaber, and I don't know where he got it in Thailand or I don't know where he got it, but he was able to get it delivered here anyway.
It's actually quite. I ken somebody that's got like an astronomy thing in their back garden when they look at the what do you call it, the stars, and on their camera, it's quite impressive actually. It opens up. It's on top of their shed. It opens up, and their telescope's inside it. But at the top of the telescope, there's a wee fine laser. Goes away up, and he says, "Watch this," and you can actually it points the laser at a star, and then it goes and looks. It's actually really, really impressive, you know. So, what shows are on this week, Dakota? Do we have any shows this week? Do you have any new shows this week, and anything new releases coming?
Oh well, we shall see. Try and get some people to finally answer their emails.
Guys in the chat, could you please subscribe to Emerald Isles Paranormal? Because nearly at 600 subscribers.
Are
You're
we?
fairly getting up there. Aye.
Let me see.
link.
We are actually.
Yep.
And that's
See,
just so
you're
that we can go
getting there.
live using the YouTube
Yeah.
more, rather than we go live using the YouTube and our Emerald Isle page, but more so YouTube as well. That
Yeah.
more people can watch it, if that makes sense. Thank you for doing that. Thank you.
Honest, I know there's a lot of UF people in here tonight, and there's a lot of lurkers and stuff like that don't really speak. But you want to go and watch Jenny's channel because there's got some amazing footage on there, like apparitions, ghosts,
We
and
do.
EVPs, and why. And honestly, guys, you need to go and subscribe, share, and like. And honestly, you are in for a treat because I was watching some of them the other night. I couldn't sleep, so I was watching some of them the other night. And
Did our videos
they're
make you
actually
sleepy?
creepy.
Did our videos make you sleepy?
Just that
Thank you,
boring.
Lauren. Oh, shut up.
You better watch Dakota. There's one of these days Jenny's going to get a hod again. I'm not going to protect you. I'm just going to let her do her thing to you, you know, and that'll be it. There'll be screams.
Oh, she's an ankle biter.
There you go. There's Lawrence. Can't well just subscribe to your channel. Jenny.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much. And I tell you, any of our work that goes up, any from Lep Castle, from Jack the Ripper tour, from the Drogheda Museum Millmount, like I was saying to you earlier on, it's not kind of the little thing we get, we put it up. Louise dissects the crap out of it. And if we don't get it and we can't, we'd have to look at it 2 or 3 times. It doesn't go up, including the audio work. It has to be what we would be happy with. So everything that goes up, that's what I will say about Emerald Isle, is that our work is clean. And if anybody wanted to question us on any of the videos, we can answer all of the videos for sure. We don't kind of see one thing and just say, oh, it's an orb, it's a shadow, and put it up. It's dissected before it goes up. So that's what we have on the Heather's Emerald Isle Paranormal Researchers.
Another subscriber.
Thank you, Heather. And so our work is great. And so it's just that we go live on the Facebook page, which is Emerald Isle Paranormal Researchers. And then we want to go directly live onto YouTube without having to use StreamYard sometimes. So, who's it? That's not Louise. Call it Paranormal Sleeps. Paranormal Sleeps.
I will say this because Jenny goes, guys, in the chat. She goes to Leap Castle. Obviously, that's one of the most famous castles in the world.
Have you been
there? I'm not sure. I noticed that Lar in the chat there who's talking away. He's a very good friend of mine. He's been to pretty much every castle in the country.
Nice.
And I can't remember what castles we've been to because we used to pick a Saturday or a Sunday and just go out and visit. And if it was abandoned, we'd go out and, walk around.
Have you been to Redwood Castle?
To where?
Redwood Castle in Tipperary.
Redwood. I don't think so. Yeah. I was at. Oh, hold on. I was at a castle which I stayed in. The O'Toole family owned it, or some relation of theirs, and it was beside Devil's Bit, the mountain in Tipperary, and I spent a weekend in it. It's half a house and half a really ancient castle, and then sort of a modern red brick in the say 1800s was built onto the older part. It's privately owned. Very interesting place. It was about 1718. But
nice. We have to look that one up.
No scary stories from it. But it was an amazing place. Now it could be great. I'll have to look at it myself. It was right.
Oh, you've changed my. What do you name? Change my name. I'll give it you. Yes, it is my birthday. This is Tuesday. I'll be 18.
Just
yeah, Happy birthday, Ranky.
Ken, I can't be arsed changing that. I'm just going to let him.
Leave it. Well, myself and my team are going to Redwood Castle and Lep Castle. Redwood Castle is on the 30th of January, and Lep Castle is on the 31st of January. We do have a fantastic friend of ours coming over from Washington. He's a YouTuber. So he's going to be staying in Drogheda and whatnot. We are looking for more people to come with us. Only people that we know, not Tom, Dick, and Harry that just wants to come, who has experience in the paranormal and whatnot. The invite is there if you want to join us. You're more than welcome to join us. Either both nights or one of the other nights. You can join us in Lep Castle or Redwood Castle or both. But are you on Facebook?
I'm not on Facebook. You might find an old page there. I can't even remember how to get into it. So
I'll find some way to mail you then so we can connect. So then I can give you updates of the locations when we're going.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. We'll talk afterwards. Yeah.
Aye, definitely. Yeah. We have another one coming up in September that's very, very, very private, but I'll let you know about that one too because we have to sign an NDA. It's never been done before. Never been done before. We're not even giving the county away where we're going. There's 3 locations in the one county that we've never done before.
I think,
so I'll let you know about that one too, because we're looking for people
when
that
you
we
go
know.
to Leap Castle, I think you should take Dakota and put him in that special room in Leap Castle.
In the oubliette.
Oh yeah.
There's one way
The
in
torture
and there'll be
room.
one way out in a cart.
You're wanting me to mess around with your girlfriend?
No. I'm saying you'll be in
No.
there.
No.
I'm not saying about me. I says I'll be outside with Jenny. You'll be in there going, let me out, Chris. I'm sorry.
Christ,
sorry. And I can't hear anything.
type
Can't hear
things you
anything. Just
try
shut
to
the door.
claim you're into, yet you probably don't even have the bollocks to actually fall through.
I'll have you know, I'm quite good in all those fields, you know. Oh, thank you for the happy birthday. See, I'll be 42 on Tuesday. I might be going out to a Chinese buffet this week. All you can eat. Yeah, I'll need a UFO to bring me home.
Just beam
You know,
home.
there's a size limit, right?
I'll be fine, but we managed to pick you up. It must have like 5 nuclear reactors keeping it going, so it must be fine. I know I couldn't help myself there. So Jenny's actually got a special show on this Friday coming.
Friday night.
Before we end the show. Yes, it's Friday night because Good Squad Scotland's no live.
Team against team.
Yes.
Yep.
Good Squad Scotland against Emerald Isles Paranormal Researchers.
We're doing a trivia. We're doing a quiz. We're doing a trivia quiz. A friend of mine, Robin Ramsey in New York, she's going to be doing up all the questions. And we have to have a buzzer. So whatever buzzer you have, just take them with you. Anybody who's watching, please do not put the answers in the comments. No.
But then how is Chris supposed to be able to answer anything?
I know.
Because I've got brains, Dakota, something that you don't have.
Go on, Drogheda.
Younger
Yes,
generation.
Lauren. Go on, Drogheda. Yay. I tell you. And it's Emerald Isle Paranormal Researchers against. Oh, it should be Shadow Whispers again in the night against Ghost Squad Scotland. Or either or. Anyway, I'm going to do the post drop. I'm going to do the post drop tonight. But anyhow, so Robin Ramsey, a friend of mine in New York, she's going to come up with all the questions. So the questions are going to be about everything and anything, as long as it's not too scientific, because she's got the brain of Einstein. So anything goes. But we all have to put away our iPads, tablets, phones, cover the conversation chat. Robin,
I'll make sure mine's off. I can turn it off. I can show it to the side of the screen until it's off.
Ladies
Look,
and gentlemen,
you have
we'll
to
also
actually
be hosting a
physically say sorry,
fundraiser.
you know what I mean?
Fundraiser for Christopher's funeral, as he will not likely survive that without his trusty
oh
iPads.
dear, I need to blow my nose. I'm just going to mute the mic.
So
what date? Did
yes,
such and such
Lulu,
happen?
good luck to us, lad. So even though she's a friend, even though Robin is a good friend of mine, I am not going to know any of the questions. So it's going to be a bit of fun, a bit of banter. Instead of something serious all the time, it's going to be a bit of fun, a bit of banter. And I don't know what to do. And there's going to be, I have to still come up with, or I'm going to let Robin come up with the forfeit and the prize.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Chris. Rest in peace. Well, do you know something? If my team loses, I am nominating Dakota as a good friend to go bungee jumping in my place.
Yay!
I would love to do that, but I'm too big. Trust me, I've looked
tell
into
you
it.
before. I tell you before, the U.S. military can drop an Abrams tank out the back of a plane. We can get the same parachutes for you. It'll be fine.
Bungee jumping and parachutes are two completely different things. One.
It'll be
Two,
fine. What would
the
you do
last
if
thing
somebody gave
I
you-
would want my
somebody
final
gave-
moments to be on this earth is squealing like Wile E. Coyote on the way down because a giant rubber band just snapped and smacked me in the ass.
That's something that you would have to do. You'd have to get an unbreakable GoPro in case anything did happen. We could make a fortune in like the internet.
Could get your subscribers on YouTube.
You know,
Love
it's been
Fire
a great night tonight. Honestly, it has been a great night tonight. But I need to be up early tomorrow. You know,
Me too.
The end of the show
The
does come.
science part is me and now. Like, yes, I'll stick with the animal part. I don't know what
Nah.
Robert's going to give us, so I'm gonna have to tell her to go easy on some of them. I'm gonna try. I'm not
poor
gonna.
sheep.
Man.
What?
What?
You said something about you, Jenny. Honestly, I
I'm
think
gonna
you
watch
should
it back.
hunt him down and do
I'm gonna
bad
watch it
things
back.
to him.
I've got banshee friends, leprechauns.
Aye.
I have 11
That's one.
sisters. That covers me on the Banshees.
I have 9 sisters, 2 brothers. You have 11 sisters.
11
my
sisters, 6 brothers.
You're lying. You don't have that many, do you?
I wish I was fucking lying.
Holy crap! I thought I was bloody bad.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
say fun.
God.
you couldn't buy contraception. You couldn't get rubbers over here until the 80s, but I mean, you're in the States,
Yes.
man.
Ireland is famous for being overpopulated. I wonder why.
Let's just say
It's spoiled.
my father
People.
had a very good 1995.
Oh,
1996 as his
he
kids started
bloody
popping
did.
out.
He sure did.
Oh, God.
Lord.
Well, there you
And
go.
trust me, I wish I
Hold
was
on a
joking
minute.
about this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on that happy note, and that you've just learned about contraceptives in Ireland and stuff like that, I hope you take that in. You never know, you might be asked the question when you might be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Listen, it could be
And they
a
asked the question.
Friday night. At least I'll know it's the 80s
Yeah.
now.
It's the 80s in Ireland, yeah.
Is it just
So,
me or
ladies
is
and gentlemen-
Jen's shirt changing color?
No, I think it's you.
No, it
Dakota. I
would,
think
it
you're
would
getting
flash
beamed
like
back
it
to-
would look blue for a second. It looked to light
it?
green.
I didn't-
Yeah.
Did it go blue? Did you say blue?
Yes. I'm not joking.
It's the lizard! No!
Well, Chris, at least you know your girlfriend's safe.
Whatever though.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Nothing will happen to Jenny because if anything happens to Jenny, I'm going to blame you, Dakota.
See,
Yeah.
just like my sisters.
Mhm. So, on that happy note, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next Saturday or next Sunday. And no doubt Dakota will tell us about strange things that's happened to him
Yes.
this week.
Probably
You
not.
tell this man.
But we'll
Yes.
see if I make it to next week.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. And remember, subscribe to Emerald Isles Paranormal. And let's get them to 1,000 subscribers by Christmas.
Yes, and then we'll give you a
Bye.
Christmas surprise. Bye.
Bye.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe anywhere you see Bald and Bonkers for even more insanity. Be sure to spread the love to the Bald and Bonkers boys' other endeavors. And a special thank you to our audience, guests, and everyone else who helps make this crazy ride happen. Amazing things are ahead. Learn more by visiting www.baldandbonkers.net. See you next time. Much love and take care.